It's Thursday, March 5th, 2026, and we have some severe weather coming up that could be actually pretty significant. So I'm going to be talking about this in today's video, so let's jump straight into it. So let's start off with our day one outlook for today, Thursday, March 5th. So let's start off with the one over here. So we have a marginal risk going from the Mexico border all the way up towards Des Moines and the Sioux Falls area. It does not quite include Sioux Falls, but it gets close. Well, there will be a chance to see some scattered severe weather. Now, the green marginal risk is going to be a level 1 out of 5. So scattered severe weather will be a possibility. The main concern will be severe thunderstorms, some hail. This is the hail risk right here. But we'll be watching out for you guys in the marginal risk. The marginal risk includes Des Moines, Lincoln, and places east of Fort Stockton, Texas. And then we have the slight risk, level 2 out of 5 slight risk over here for parts of the Texas Panhandle over there to the Oklahoma Panhandle, where there will be a severe weather risk today as well, just a little bit more, higher. As you can see, we got the tornado risk out there too, but the enhanced risk is going to be the main concern for today. Now, this enhanced risk is driven by hail, so you see that we got a 30% hail risk out here. Now, we do got a hail conditional intensity group, so we could still see some pretty big hail out here if we get some pretty big hail makers, if we do. Our tornado risk is out here. We don't know our storm coverage, so if storms do occur, we could actually have a pretty strong tornado or two, but it's just intensity group 1. We do got that 2% tornado risk going around it, and then we got this tornado risk. So there will be some supercells or some storms that have a potential to produce a tornado, but if they do occur, we don't know the coverage of them, but if they do occur, some of them or one of them could be strong. So that's something that we gotta be watching very closely today. So let's check out the future radar for this area, because the storms will start popping off in the evening into the overnight hours. So you can see they'll start popping up down here in parts of Kansas. Down here in parts of Texas. Around 5 p.m. So this is towards the evening. We'll have those storms start to pop up, mainly around 3 p.m. and then 5 p.m. they'll start getting bigger. This is what the future radar could look like. You can see that they could get bigger. Then the storm up here starts to develop. These could be pretty big hail makers too. This storm up here gets pretty big, then these storms will continue. Well, all of these storms will continue through their overnight hours. Some of this could be a nocturnal setup, to be honest. So if we check out the dew point, where we got a dry line out here, the dry line is gonna be there for the severe weather. You can see that if you don't know what a dry line is, it's just this little line right here. That's a thin area for where it changes a lot from dry air and moist air. So that's gonna be with the severe weather and kind of help it. So there's gonna be a dry line. There's also gonna be some cape out there that could support tornadoes. It's called consecutive available potential energy. So we're gonna have some cape out there that could help fuel up some of the tornadoes out there. So let's check out helicity. Let's see what helicity is showing. Now I could see some rotating supercells out there, but that is helicity. But what if we check out the significant tornado perimeter? This thing shows the significant tornado perimeter, where tornadoes could be. But you can see right here, we do have some of that out there, definitely some of it. Supercell composite, yeah. But yeah, that's the future radar for this area. So make sure to have a way to get alerts if you're inside of that area, as we could see some pretty big storms today. But the main concern, like I said, is going to be hail, especially if you live in that red area. So make sure to park your car in the garage. I really do recommend parking your car in the garage, especially if you live in that orange area, because even in that yellow area, because we could see some big hail makers out there. Okay, so now let's move over to this marginal risk that's for today. This one includes parts of southern Ohio into parts of Kentucky and West Virginia. Now, this marginal risk is nothing crazy. It's just a level 1 out of 5 marginal risk. It's going to be for a potential to see a few severe thunderstorms out there. But yeah, nothing else. Just a few severe thunderstorms will be out here. A tornado threat is significantly low, so we will most likely not see any kind of tornado activity over here. The main concern will be severe thunderstorms and stuff like that. So just severe thunderstorms possible out there for severe winds. Let's check out our most concerning day, which is tomorrow on Friday, March 6th. So this is an outlook for Friday, March 6th. Okay, so this gets really concerning. So let's start with this marginal risk. So if you live in this green marginal risk on Friday, March 6th, there's going to be a scattered severe weather chance. That goes from Texas is a level 1 out of 5 marginal risk. That's that green. That goes up to Milwaukee in parts of northwestern Indiana where there'll be a scattered severe weather chance. Then we also got this slight risk going around it where there could be, it's a level 2 out of 5 where there could be a chance to see some, where there could be a chance to have some tornadoes out there, stuff like that. But it gets even more concerning once there's an enhanced risk, which eastern Kansas, eastern Oklahoma, and parts of western Missouri, this is an avocado risk. Okay, this is the avocado type of risk, which means it's probably going to get pretty significant, which you can see right here. It looks like an avocado. So please stay aware if you're in this orange highlighted area on March 6th. Now, this is according to the SPC. There is going to be a chance to see some tornadoes, some severe winds, and some hail out there. So the enhanced risk includes Topeka. Looks like it might include a little bit of Oklahoma City. Actually, it does include Oklahoma City. It includes Tulsa, Norman, and Kansas City and St. Joseph areas. It also includes Wichita, so make sure to be staying aware out there on Friday, March 6th, because we could actually have some pretty big tornadoes out there. As you can see, we got a tornado intensity group out there. So if storms do occur, we can actually have pretty strong tornadoes. See that we got that 10% tornado risk, that tornado intensity group, that 5% tornado risk, and then that 2% tornado risk. So please make sure to be staying aware out here and having alerts on. Also recommend parking cars in a garage because we could have some pretty significant hail out here and some pretty significant severe winds out here. We got intensity groups for each one of those. So we got to be watching this day very closely. So let's check out what the future radar could be looking out here. Let's check out the RFS radar. So let's put it up to the time when the storms come, because some of these storms could be significant. It's something definitely. It's something definitely to be prepared for, definitely, I think. So this is what some of the storms could look like as I start developing. I'm not going to go that far out, but you can see we could have some of the storms starting around Wichita, Oklahoma. We'll have some of the storms start developing. We could have a squall line with supercells. We could have a supercell thing develop in front of it. Supercells develop in front of it and potentially produce a potential tornado chance out there. So this is definitely something that we got to be watching closely. Let's check out the NAM model. Now, I don't really like checking out the NAM, but we're going to check it out. As you can see, some of these storms can develop. Just want to show you what, could happen. You can see then it will cause some severe weather out there. And maybe even a tornado chance. Like you see right here, could transition to a squall line. Could have a few supercells in front of it. But we might actually have some snow up here likely, too, with the storm. But then look at this. As the squall line continues to move east, it moves into parts of the Ohio Valley. See over here, now this is going to also create a severe weather chance over here, which this brings us to the Saturday risk. Okay, sorry guys if you heard that noise. That was a weather alert from this weather app, from this weather thing. So it comes out on, this risk comes out for Saturday, March 7th. So this is the Saturday, March 7th risk, which that brings us here, where this little storm system is going to move through, which has the potential to produce some severe thunderstorms, maybe even isolated tornadoes. So the first slight risk is up here for parts of western Pennsylvania, over here in parts of West Virginia, up there northeastern Kentucky and eastern Ohio, where there will be a severe thunderstorm risk. Again, we don't have the the little specifics out here yet because we are on day 3, so this is for Saturday, March 7th, where we got a slight risk expanding from Pikeville, Kentucky. Doesn't include Pikeville, but we're just going to say that, up towards Erie and Buffalo, where there will be a severe thunderstorm risk out here. So now this includes Pittsburgh, includes parts of western Pennsylvania. So out here, it needs to be prepared if you live in this area on Saturday, March 7th. So that's a marginal risk. A slight risk, a level 2 out of 5 slight risk. And then we got another level 2 out of 5 slight risk down here for Saturday, March 7th for Galveston, Houston, Conroe, Austin, San Antonio, and those areas. Now we got to be watching as well. Includes a little bit of Austin. Kind of half of it, actually. So we also do got that very large marginal risk going around us. This is a very large risk, actually. So then we got that big gap in the middle where there could be some scattered severe weather. But up here in the yellow slight risk areas, those are going to be the main concerns. So be aware if you live in Montgomery, Atlanta, Jackson, New Orleans, Nashville, Memphis, Dallas, and those areas on Saturday, March 7th for scattered severe weather. But the main concern is definitely going to be up here. Even Columbus and Cincinnati and Louisville need to be aware for scattered severe weather as well. Forgot to mention you guys. So, yeah, that's all the severe weather chances that are coming up. I really don't think the Saturday, March 7th thing is going to be a big tornado type of thing. I think it's just going to be a severe thunderstorm, hail type of thing. But please be aware for Friday and today. Be aware for all of these days because we could have some pretty significant severe weather coming up. And it is tornado season, like I said in some of my videos, because tornado season starts in March 1st, meteorological spring. So that's what's going on. And that's all the severe weather talk I have for you today. So let's check out some of the other things that we could be dealing with today in terms of flooding. So we could have some flooding down here in parts of Oklahoma, and we did have some big flooding in Dallas. Possible flooding over here in Ohio today, parts of the Ohio Valley today, mainly Kentucky up there into southern Indiana, parts of southwestern Ohio, southern Illinois. Those locations have marginal risk for flooding of 5%, even down there for Oklahoma. The risks can continue on to Friday, where we have that slight right here and that marginal, and up here we could have some flooding as well. So I'll be watching all these days for flooding. It's not just going to be flooding. It's not just going to be severe weather. It's also going to be flooding. So, of course, we got to watch out for flooding too with this. So precipitation, that brings us to the precipitation amounts. Very above average precipitation, especially if you live in this area, and above average precipitation possible up here, but below average down here, because it might get some pretty bone dry air down there, which is why we got that dry line that's going to help cause the severe weather. And then we got that above average temperatures expected and below average up here, this is always helping for a great severe weather setup. But that might change, and we might see a little bit of a gap here without severe weather. But we got to get through the severe weather first before we start talking about the times after severe weather. And that's all the weather talk I have for you today. Stay safe, and I'll keep you guys updated. And always check out the National Weather Service if you have any alerts. Have a wonderful day. Bye.